All right, guys, welcome. We are here on the moon. We have taken the crypto rocket ship. We have arrived. We're here. No, but in all honesty, we talk a lot about crypto on this channel, from time to time, and it's certainly, a security-oriented channel. We're security-minded here, so what better time than right now to speak on securely storing your crypto? A lot of you guys maybe are getting into this amazing asset class, and if you're not, maybe you will be in the future. This is really important stuff to know either way. So if this sounds interesting to you, stick around. We will be covering exactly that. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ryan from elevatecyber. Let's get down to it. I don't even have to explain to any of you guys why it's important to securely store your crypto. We all know that stuff, so I won't bore you with those details. But just know that there are many people out there that are not at all securely storing their crypto. They're buying a lot of it, and they're making the biggest mistake. They are absolutely clueless when it comes to how to properly store this, and a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money, whether it be today, tomorrow, or few months down the line. Obviously, we all know the dangers of applications getting hacked, databases getting hacked, right? Crypto is no stranger to that. There have been historically a number of exchanges that have been hacked, smart contracts that had vulnerabilities found in them, people losing their money. There was the KuCoin hack that happened last fall. There was the Mt. Gox, historically huge one back several years back, right? And that was catastrophic to a lot of people. And even though we talk about decentralization when it comes to crypto, there's still a lot of central points of failure, right? When it comes to these centralized exchanges, right? Like your Coinbases, your Binances, your KuCoins, Geminis, all that, right? Those are centralized exchanges. Now, there are decentralized exchanges, but we're pretty much in the early stage of that. But when that's just for on-ramping, right? That's just for buying your crypto or making some trades, what have you, right? When it comes to storing it, that's a bit of a different story. But the reason that I wanted to start off by mentioning the exchanges is that there's so many people out there that hold all of their cryptocurrency on exchanges. Now, if you are brand new to crypto and you don't have much skin in the game, you don't have much crypto, like let's say you have, I don't know, less than $2,000 just as a ballpark estimate, well, then you can leave it on the exchange. It's not that big a deal. But once you start getting a little bit of skin in the game, 1,000, 2,000, go ahead and get it off of the exchange. Now, there's a number of reasons why you would want to do this. The first risk, obviously, we already covered with, the exchange could get hacked. You could potentially lose your funds that way. Now, the second negative to holding your crypto on the exchanges is that the government might come to the exchanges and ask for, a list of all the people that own crypto on their exchanges and how much, and just kind of snoop into your affairs there. Now, this is not theoretical. The U.S. government has already done this with Coinbase, for example. And Coinbase, they didn't give them that list. So then they said, okay, well, give us a list of everyone that has over X amount in crypto on your exchange. And they're like, okay. And so things like that, right? And that's just baby stepping it, right? It could eventually, they could get a list of everyone. Who knows where this stuff is really going to go. For security and privacy reasons, if you're holding a lot, you don't really want to do it on there. That's the number 2 point. The number 3, the third point to that, the reason you don't want to hold all your exchange money on that exchange is because what happens when there's other technical difficulties, if you will. Now, Coinbase is probably the most notorious out of any of the centralized exchanges for doing this. Pretty much anytime there's a big wick up or a big wick down, you see Coinbase stating that, we're down for technical difficulties. I think that's happened countless times now. I lost track. If any of you guys know how many times they did that in the last year or two, let me know down in the comments section below by all means. So what's going to happen is if you have all your money on that exchange, you want to cash out. You won't be able to do that if they're down for technical difficulties, right? Your money will effectively be locked down and it will all be in one spot in that centralized place, and you won't be able to move it. Now, this might sound like a minor annoyance, a minor inconvenience. Right now, yes. Later on, I assure you it will not be. It'll be way worse than that, because what's going to happen is we're in a bull market, right? The prices are pumping pretty steady for a lot of the coins. Been a little bit sideways recently, but for the most part, we're in a bull market, and all year long, we will be in a bull market, most likely, if things go according to projection. Now, with that being said, eventually we won't be in a bull market anymore. The prices are going to strongly pull back, and that's where you're going to want to take your profits at the peak there, right? That's where you're going to want to cash out, roll it into Bitcoin, whatever your strategy might be. Now, when that happens, the best time to sell, right? A lot of people are going to be selling, and Coinbase is probably going to pull their shenanigans. I wouldn't count on them not doing that. And even if you're using another exchange, they might actually have liquidity problems. I'm not even talking about corruption necessarily. There could actually be liquidity problems if too many people are selling and the exchange doesn't actually have the currency on hand to pay out to the people, right? Because remember, when you put your money on the crypto exchanges, you don't own the private key. So technically, you're just counting on the exchange to have the liquidity to back the coin. Basically, what I mean is you're counting on the exchange to actually have that money on hand. Kind of like when you put your money in the bank. If you think about the traditional US dollar fiat system, right? Put your money in the bank. The bank doesn't actually have all of that money necessarily, right? Most banks are insolvent, right? For one thing. So it's kind of like that. Versus if you hold your own coins and you have your private keys, you have that coin. End of story, right? But without rambling on too much longer, just know that this could actually be a really big deal, because you might want to sell at the peak. They go down for technical difficulties, whoever they is, whatever cryptocurrency exchange you're using. And then by the time they come back up, you might have lost tens of thousands of dollars because the price is way lower that you're going to have to sell at now when you're actually able to get access to your money again. So huge potential issue there. So don't do that, right? If you're holding a lot of coins, more than I would say 2,000, you're going to want to go for the next thing I'm going to talk about here, which is mobile wallets, holding stuff on a mobile wallet. Now let's get into some stuff here I wanted to show you guys with that being said. And bear with me, I'm not sure which scene this is. Yeah, I got it. This is the right scene. You have some options on mobile. Now, this is what I would recommend for people that are still fairly new to this stuff. Maybe they're not sure if they want to go all in with the crypto stuff. I would say look into a mobile wallet. So Coinbase wallet is one such wallet. So these are basically just apps on your phone, and Bread wallet is the other one. But basically, these are just apps on your phone. You can get them off the App Store or Google Play Store if you use Android. And once you download them, basically you can hold your crypto on there. Now, you can buy crypto on these as well, but I would highly not recommend that. I'm not sure if you can on Coinbase Wallet. I don't use that one. I haven't used that one really very much, but you can buy crypto on here. I would advise you not to, because the fees are crazy high. But as far as storing it, it is more secure than storing it on an exchange, because for one thing, you will actually have your private keys. So there's a saying in the crypto space, the purists love this one, not your keys, not your crypto. So at least this way, you have the private key, you actually own the asset, right? You're not deferring that to a centralized exchange or any other third party. You actually hold the cryptocurrency in this case. So these are more secure, but of course, you know, you guys are in the security space, right? You know that that apps can sometimes have vulnerabilities, right? And so I would say you should trust this definitely way more than an exchange. But I wouldn't hold any more than, let's say, $5,000 on a mobile wallet personally. Of course, everyone has their own risk tolerance, and that's up to you to determine what it is for yourself. But I would recommend don't hold any more than 5,000. Once you get over 5,000, you really have some skin in the game as far as crypto goes. Then you're going to want to go for this third option. And this is the most secure way to store your crypto. You know, pretty much across the board, if you balance storing things securely with still having functionality, access to your money, quick and solid access to your money, I would say is, you might have seen it in the top of the screen when you were looking at my tabs earlier, the hardware wallets. So you have two main options in this realm. You got Trezor and you have Ledger. Now, this is getting nitpicky here, perhaps, because they're both pretty good, but personally, I would say pick Trezor over Ledger. And the reason that I say that is historically, Ledger has had some serious vulnerabilities in their Ledger devices, where if you had physical access to the device, you could actually hack into it. You could root it, and you could retrieve the crypto off of it. So I don't want to take that risk. Now I know, I'm pretty sure they patched this vulnerability, but because they've even had it, I would rather go with the one that hasn't had any major issues. Not to say that things won't be found out in the future that, oh, this one has this crazy vulnerability, 0 day, no one knew about it. You guys get it. We're in the security space. New vulnerabilities always come out. But with that being said, I would prefer this. And if you see the little animation playing here, this is what it looks like. It's a hardware device. Both of these are hardware devices. You plug them into your computer, and you download the application, and you can transfer your coins, or you can hold your coins there. And the other thing that I would have to include in this video, I honestly cannot move on with this video without mentioning this. Your seed phrase, extremely, extremely important when it comes to securing your crypto. The most important thing, actually, I will say. You could do all of these things. You could get like a Trezor and be set up, and you could totally bomb the security side of things if you do not securely store your seed phrase, right? So what is a seed phrase really quickly? It is a 12-word passphrase that you get, and you'll notice this with any crypto wallet, whether it be a mobile wallet or a hardware wallet, you'll have a seed phrase associated with your stuff. And that's a phrase you want to write down. You don't want to put it on any kind of digital device whatsoever, because, you guys are security people. Things can get hacked, right? Or something that has access to something that has access to something could get hacked, and then somehow they get your seed phrase, right? So the best way is don't even put it out there in the cyberspace at all, right? Like, the most secure computer is one that has no access to the internet, right? You want to secure a computer, you remove all functionality, right? Well, when it comes to a seed phrase, write it down, store it somewhere securely. Back it up by writing it somewhere else and storing it securely would be my recommendation, because if you lose this, you lose all your money if you ever need to recover your thing. But what the seed phrase is it is a recovery phrase that you can always use to access your funds in your wallet. So if I get this Trezor, right, and the device breaks, well, if I have my seed phrase, it's no problem. I can get my stuff up and running again. I can get access to my money. But if I lose that and it breaks, then I'm screwed. I lose all my crypto. This is the downside to being your own bank. You have to be very, very, sure that you are maintaining your stuff and properly managing your things, basically, right? Because you can lose all your money if you don't securely store and maintain this. So a little quick tip I'll give you guys. I actually have a fireproof bag where I store my important documents and things like that. Things that if I lost it would really suck, right? So get a fireproof bag. Get a fireproof bag to store stuff in, and you could probably find other uses for it as well with some other important docs you might have. So that would be my little bit of recommendation. And definitely check out some videos on the video series on crypto stuff, getting started with security and crypto. If you want to learn more about this space, check out the interview that I did with Cam as well from the Grand Cam. So that's definitely a great place to get started if you want some good information, just to further your knowledge. And yeah, I'll see you guys right over in that video. Thanks for watching.